All right. All praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakakadash. Honors to those I've learned from. Those men that are pushing out the word on this internet. Double honors to their teachers, the apostles of Israel. And shalom to those of Yasharallah seeking the truth, seeking righteousness, and hoping for edification. All right, today I want to talk about this dude, our number one enemy, Esau. This dude is slick, man. Y'all got to I know we don't find out who this guy, we found him. We tracked him down. They said, whoever shall find me shall come. We found him. And this dude is slick. He's slick. Yeah. I heard of some of the teachers, like the guy down in South Carolina, street teachers, GMS South Carolina, he talks about people keep complaining about why y'all talk about Esau so much. Man, we need to keep an eye on this guy, man. This guy is slick. This guy has had a plan. He's almost had a step above us. We've been going at it with this guy since we've been in the womb. We need to keep an eye on this guy because he's slick. So first I'm going to go on into Genesis 15 and 13. This is when the Most High, he picked Abraham, and, this is who he's going to push his seed through. And, the Most High, he was always honest with Abraham. And in Genesis 15 and 13, it goes, he's speaking to Abraham right here. He said, Genesis 15:13, and he said unto Abraham, know of a surety that thy seed shall be a stranger in a land that is not theirs, and shall serve them, and they shall afflict them 400 years. Now, hearing something like that, if you're a father, if you're someone that, in this earth, you go to school, you learn, you put it down, you work, you do it for your family. And we always seen how Abraham loved his wife, he wanted a family, he really was building on his earth. And to hear that your seed is going to become afflicted for 400 years, that is some pretty devastating news to hear. I believe he said he went to a deep sleep after he heard that. He said, know of a surety that thy seed shall be a stranger in a land that is not theirs, and so serve them, and they shall afflict them for 400 years. So pretty much when you hear that, that was a pretty, pivotal, devastating point, to hear, he know that the Most High is going to bless his seed, but he also knew that there was going to be 400 years. This 400 years of affliction for his seed. This is seriously like 400 years. I believe he was maybe, he wasn't, he was getting up in age at this time, but 400 years, he was like, that was a pretty hard thing to swallow. So, of course, we learned that he had a child, Isaac, and Isaac had the twins, Esau and Jacob. So, of course, something like that being told to you by the Most High, by Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahushai, you're going to pass that down to your family. So, at some point, we know in the fake Jew religion how they do bar mitzvahs and all this stuff. I'm pretty sure that at some point, you had to pass that on to each seed. He passed that on to Isaac, let him know what's going to happen to, what's coming for their generation, what's going to come for their offspring. And at some point, I'm pretty sure that Esau and Jacob heard about the promise, one of the promises that the Most High made unto their ancestor Abraham, if Abraham didn't tell him himself. So we're going to go into Genesis 25. And we're going to read 29 through 34. Verse 29. And Jacob sod pottage, and Esau came from the field, and he was faint. And Esau said to Jacob, feed me, I pray thee, with that same red pottage, for I am faint. Therefore was his name called Edom. And Jacob said, Sell me this day thy birthright. And Esau said, Behold, I am at the point to die, and what profit shall this birthright do me? And Jacob said, Swear to me this day. And he swore unto him, and he sold his birthright unto Jacob. I guess Jacob had to make sure he got this dude to swear, because apparently he's been dealing with this dude his whole life and knew how this dude was a little truce breaker. I mean, ask Gad, ask put the Native Americans how this dude will break a truce on you. So this thing, he's been truce breaking his whole, as long as he's been around. Jacob had to make sure this dude swore his birthright. Then Jacob gave Esau the pottage. Okay, we're going to verse 34. Then Jacob gave Esau the bread and pottage of lentils, and he did eat, and rose up and went his way. Thus Esau despised his birthright. So I want to go right there. I want to go into that. Esau despised his birthright. Esau knew the promise of Genesis 15 and 13. He knew that birthright, with that birthright, his offspring was going to go into captivity for 400 years. So, he was like, you know what? I'm going to go on. Jacob, you want this birthright? I'm hungry. I'm hungry. Yeah, I'm hungry. But, he on the back of his mind, when he heard that'll sit on you. I don't care if he's probably maybe a 13-year-old child, 14-year-old child, when Abraham or Isaac passed on to him the promise that the Most High, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, said that at some point your offspring is going to go into captivity be afflicted for 400 years. So I believe that also had a decision, not just him being hungry and why he passed on his birthright, but this dude, he knew he had the blessing coming too. And when it came time for that blessing, we all see how he woke up early. He woke up early that next day for the blessing. All right, we're going to go and look at that. I believe that's in yeah, we got to get that one. Let's go get that one. I believe that's in Genesis 27. You gotta get that. Let's see. So we all know it came a time when he's going to need a birthright. He woke up early the next day for that birthright. He may give, for that blessing. He woke up early, ready to get that blessing. Genesis 27:18. And he came unto his father and said, My father. He said, Here I am. Who art thou, my son? And Jacob said unto his father, I am Esau, thy firstborn. I have done according as thou badest me. Arise, I pray thee, sit and eat of my venison, that thy soul may bless me. We see that's where Jacob supplanted him for the birthright. And then in verse 30, we see where it came down to Esau showed up. And it came to pass, as soon as Isaac had made an end of blessing Jacob, and Jacob was yet scarce gone out from the presence of Isaac his father, that Esau his brother came in from his hunting. He should have woke up a little bit earlier and got ready for that, to receive that blessing, because Jacob went and got that. He supplanted him for his birthright, for his blessing. And he also had made savory meat and brought it unto his father and said unto father, let my father arise and eat of his son's venison, that thy soul may bless me. And Isaac his father said unto him, who art thou? And he said, I am thy son, thy firstborn Esau. And Isaac trembled very exceedingly and said, where is he that hath taken venison and brought it me? And I have eaten of all before thou camest, and have blessed him, and yea, he shall be blessed. And when Esau heard verse 34, and when Esau heard the words of his father, he cried with a great and exceeding bitter cry, and said to his father, bless me, even me also, O my father. He wasn't crying when he lost that birthright. He did not cry when he lost that birthright. But when he lost that blessing, that's when he had a problem. You see, this dude, he knew what that birthright entailed. He knew that there was going to be some hardships with that birthright. And I don't think he was really too concerned about that. But I think he was really concerned. As we can see, he was really concerned about that blessing. He woke up early to get that blessing. And, here he's doing his hunting thing again. So, with that, I'm going to go ahead and finish it on up one more scripture in Hebrews 12 and 16. Let me see. Hebrews 12 and 16. Lest there be any fornicator or profane person as Esau, who for one morsel of meat sold his birthright. For ye knew how that afterward he would have inherited the blessing. He knew afterward he would have inherited the blessing. He was rejected, for he found no place of repentance, though he sought it carefully with tears. You see that? Lest there be any fornicator for a person as Esau, who for one more, he sold his birthright. But you saw that in verse 17, he came back and he told you, he's like, he knew that afterward he would have inherited the blessing, but he was rejected. He was rejected because he's wicked. He knew what he had to go through. You know what I'm saying? He can't be no coward. You know what time it is. The Most High told him what's going to happen to whoever gets this blessing. The blessing, whoever the blessed son is, which pretty much is the oldest son. The Most High told him, and he was honest with Abraham. And he was honest with Abraham just for this dude Esau. Right there. He was right. He wanted to know. That was really a message to Esau. You know what I'm saying? And Esau was going to have that. He's like, I ain't going to have that. I ain't going to put my offspring through that. You know what I'm saying? He's like, I'm not going to put my offspring through that. So he's trying to be slick. Like he's always, like to this day, he's slick. Always slick. But that same thing made him laugh, made him cry. It came right back on him. You know what I'm saying? So, I'm going to probably I'm definitely going to talk about this one some more as I go on with these lessons and with this word. I'm going to end it off right there. I want to continue protocol saying all praises to Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai, by Hashem Wakar Kadash. Honors to those I've learned from, double honors to the apostles of Israel. Shalom to those of Yasharallah seeking truth, seeking righteousness, and hoping for edification. Shalom.